All right, welcome everyone. It is Wednesday. It is 4:30 p.m. Central Time. It's office hours here in the Academy. Hello, Andrew. How are you?
Hello, hello. As always, Wednesday afternoon. Man, I'm excited to be most of the way through this week, but I'm doing well. How about yourself?
All is good. I can feel the spring is in the air. If it wasn't for being so dang cold, it would be spring. It's
Yeah,
coming.
it's right there. We've had a little bit of a teaser. I can't wait.
Sounds good.
Awesome.
All right. What's up in the world, in our
Uh,
little ecosystem?
well, you won't be surprised to know there are some things going on.
Yeah, pretty much every week. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've got a couple of things that I came across that I'd love to share today.
Screen sharing on the go then.
Yes, let's do it.
All right.
The first one that I am going to be paying close attention to, I happened to come across just probably 10 minutes before we hopped on here. Oliver Kieselbach is putting together a tool called Autopilot Monitor that is currently in private preview. We can see right here. So if you sign in, you can request early access, but you won't just get access to it immediately. And what's really interesting about this is it looks kind of like in just a web-based report that actually is showing KPIs around autopilot enrollment in your organization. Looks really, really cool. So I wanted to call it out now, let you all know that it's out there, and you can go here and request early access. I presume that's because he's hoping that he can get some feedback and things like that. So I signed up, requested access, and hopefully be able to report more on it soon. I was really excited to see that. This next thing is a good reminder. I figured, Johan, you and I could let everybody have a little break here after Windows 10 end of life or end of support. But that break is over, and it's time to start planning your Server 2016 upgrades if you haven't done so already. This blog post was a good reminder of that. Server 2016 is end of support without extended security updates, of course, January of 2027. So keep that in mind. And recommend starting to plan those things. If you are running either of these versions of Windows 10 LTSB as well, those are going to become end of support in October of this year. So we wouldn't be in IT if we weren't constantly upgrading things and planning for end of support. Now, a few other things that I came across were, as predicted, around secure boot. As we've discussed, Johan, I think we'll probably be talking about this for the next 4 months. But the secure boot report is back in Intune. Big news on the socials today. So everybody celebrating this. So if you go to your Windows quality updates here in Intune reports, go to the reports tab, you'll find secure boot status here. Now, we were playing around with this a little bit just before we started off the stream to see if it actually is functional this time. And what I said to Johan was I see some of these say up to date and others say not up to date, but we also have some that are not applicable. So at a quick glance, it seems to work, but we wanted to bring up some of the documentation here, specifically calling out this section right here, data freshness, reporting latency, and diagnostic data requirements. Be aware that basically this reporting is coming from events from the device. So that information has to be sent up in Intune, has to be digested and all of that. But also, you do need to have diagnostic data configured on your devices for this information to be populated. If not, if you don't have that basic diagnostic data configured, that device likely is not to show up properly in this secure boot report. So wanted to call that out as well. Would love to hear over the next, I guess in the coming weeks from all of you out there, if you're seeing issues with this report, or if you're finding it useful, or simply, it's working great and we want to go ahead and use it. We'd love to hear your feedback, and we're going to try to pay a little bit closer attention to it as well. In addition, Microsoft posted an article last week on how to monitor the certificate status with an Intune remediation. In this post, you will find a remediation that runs on your devices and actually sends back an output that shows whether or not the certificate has been updated. So within the remediation, you can see right here, two examples of devices that one is updated, so the detection status shows no issues. That's good. We want green. And a device that hasn't been updated and it's now showing that it does have issues. So this is going to be another tool for us to validate that these devices are actually being updated. So I thought that was super useful as well. Hope that we continue to see these tools and these reports get better quickly over the next couple of months. But that was what I had. Not sure if you had anything to add on the secure boot stuff, Johan, but that's what's come to light over the last week that I've come across.
All right. Thank you, sir. I did try out the same report as you did, and I was not as lucky as you were. I had one device out of 41 that was showing up as happy. Ironically enough, I have another 20-some active Windows 11 devices, so I just sent them on a reboot spree just a couple of minutes back here, because as I mentioned here, some of these events that are collected seem to be collected at startups. I figured, all right, I'll give them a go and start again and see if anything comes back to life in the dashboard, and I'll be happy to report the result next Wednesday, however long it takes to upload this information. But all right. I have a couple of yeah. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I'm also going to, interestingly enough, you're right. I am lucky in that many of these devices are showing up to date. Now I've got some homework to go figure out why. I'm not doing anything specifically to remediate this in my lab. So luck apparently has more to do with this than one might have expected.
All right, then. Thank you, sir.
Mm-hmm.
I have a couple of things. First, just for the fun of it, I stumbled across a few fun things because, well, IT can be fun too. So I'm borrowing the screen there, and this one made me chuckle a little bit here, but it happened to me so many times. I thought it was very spot on.
Yep. Many times.
Many times. And then I also located my next hoodie that I'm going to buy. In the area of everything as a service, no as a service. I thought that was hysterical. And finally, a friendly tip for all of us in IT, something that you learn after decades of working in the platform. I think this one was solid. And together with a tip here on switches. I believe I lost Andrew. See if I can get him back. There he is.
I'm just going to shrug. I don't know.
Yeah. So some bit of fun stuff in the mix, but of course, some serious stuff happened. I'm not sure if I would to cry or laugh at this, or a lovely combination, but apparently some creative person out there that was trying out a new AI engine and gave it full access to the inbox, the email, and it started to sort things out pretty quickly in that inbox, including deleting stuff it absolutely supposed to delete, and just to in the end of it, don't you remember I told you to ask for approval? And AI basically says, oh yeah, I'm so sorry, you were right to be upset. I'm like, okay, interesting one.
It's a little scary.
Yes. Now, back to our world, Intune and whatnot. George here built a index for the 20-some thousand graph commandlets that are available, so you can easily search them and whatnot. So thank you for doing that. He's not one of the newly announced MVPs in the platform, so good to see some great content there. Then a friendly tip for those of you that happen to live in the Chicago area. We just announced our, in a long time, first in-person, well, not first, but for the past 5-6 years, in-person training event. And we're going to run it in Naperville. It's on May 14, and it'll be great fun. I've been looking forward to do these in-person events for a long time. We did them all the time before COVID hit the world, but now it is time again. So looking forward to that one.
Yeah, definitely. I'm very excited.
Let's see. I had a couple of more things. John and Nikolai uploaded or updated one of their PowerShell modules, which is a collection of graph requests that you can leverage. So if you haven't seen that one before, I recommend taking a look. Merrill posted you might remember we showcased his uninstall module for MS Graph modules in earlier office hours. He has now written a module to uninstall also Azure modules that you may hear in your environment. So beautiful work there, Merrill, as always. And let's see. We got a new playbook for secure, but did you share the server one?
No, just the Intune remediation one.
Yeah. So they released a playbook for clients. We showcased that a couple of office hours ago, but they just released one also for Windows Server, because servers are dealt with slightly differently.
Nice.
And then there was a new preview patch that came out yesterday. So that will be the next, Patch Tuesday update. But it had some interesting features, I thought. This one I like.
Mm-hmm.
Built-in sysmon, network speed test, RSAT tools, and the quick machine recovery that I believe only was available in the preview before, or insider preview.
Yeah, that sounds right. Looking forward to these as well.
So yeah, as always, it's just a tiny patch to download, 4 gig, but it's there. Search for it, you'll find it. So that's what I had in terms of news. And that means we have a rock solid 45 minutes for Q&A if there happen to be any questions coming in.
Yeah, plenty of time. While you were sharing some of the updates, I was looking at that report again, and it looks like all of my devices that are showing up to date are on 24H2 or 25H2. That's the commonality between them.
All right.
Anything older than that is showing not up to date.
I would think that the patches for 23H2 would include the fixes, but maybe it doesn't.
Yeah.
Didn't think of that.
That would be 22.631, right? Yeah.
Yes, 26231, yes.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
I'd be curious too. I guess I would expect that the 26H1 ones as well would show up as up to date. So maybe if you get a chance to enroll the one that you deployed.
And I should be able to do. I
think I'll also get that remediation created and assigned out as well, just as a second point of reference on this.
You have something on the screen there, or?
Nope. I was just saying I'll get that remediation deployed out or assigned out.
Yeah, what can possibly be wrong with that? That's a solid tip.
That's right.
As long as it's using get commands, all is good. That's what you're looking for.
That's right. So what I meant to say is that I will review the script first, then create the remediation.
Yep. Well, I found this script on the internet. Let's try to assign it to all my devices and see what happens.
That's right. I mean, Microsoft wrote it, and they can never do any wrong, right?
Well, usually their scripting folks they're pretty solid, but every now and then bugs appear, and there we are. But I do not see any comment or question in the chat, at least not yet. And I don't think the chat is broken on 4 platforms at the same time. That would be probably a record if that would be the case.
Let's see. I'm looking at that script right now.
Checking the streams over on LinkedIn. That one looks happy.
Yeah, YouTube looks good.
Yeah, I see it. But I don't really see any chat or comments coming in at the moment. That's a rare event.
Let's see if I did just. Do you have the YouTube stream open?
I had.
I did just drop a message in there, and it looks like it showed up, but it definitely did not show up on Restream. Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah, I think the actual YouTube chat might be broken. I just got a message from Zach, and he's been chatting.
Yeah, I cannot see nada on YouTube.
All right, so I think actual YouTube chat appears to be broken. Oh, I see a LinkedIn comment just come in. So so for some context for everyone joining us, most of our comments come in from YouTube, and it seems like the YouTube chat itself is actually broken. So let's see. I am going to share. Thank you, Zach, by the way, for sending me this message, because we're literally not seeing anything. Haven't been able to figure out what the report means yet. Up to date, still Pixie boots for me on tested devices. Diagnostic data on, have done steps 1 to 2 to load the cert, and the boot manager is using it across the board, but a quarter of my machines are showing up to date for unknown reasons. All right, that's not great. And I haven't done anything either. I believe if you don't configure that setting to opt in, they will still just do things. Would love to hear an explanation of the options. I have machines that are in 23H2 showing up to date. And last comment here from Zach, a lot of smart people have been helping with this, but I trust Gary and Mike. I have to agree with that.
Yep, that's hard to hard to argue with that one.
All right. I'm still just surprised that it's a rarity for YouTube itself to be broken. And this coming off of the heels of, was that last week or 2 weeks ago, that YouTube was really messed up for a couple of hours.
Yeah, it is indeed rare.
Yeah. All right. Oh, we do have some questions coming in here on LinkedIn now then, thankfully. Do you know if the last logged on user entry in ConfigMgr gets removed after a certain amount of days, weeks, or months that nobody has logged on?
Let's see here.
Not sure if that actually clears out. I didn't think it did, but now I'm second guessing myself.
Well, no, I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Trying to see if I can get an answer on that one. While I try to look for that, how would you go about getting or showing the in-place upgrade errors when using SCCM servicing updates for Windows 11 to help IT remediate any issues?
So even the we can bring that one up. Let me go over to one of my servers. So if you are using servicing plans, it's basically leveraging the feature update that are available in ConfigMgr. Instead of running a sequence to do the upgrade, you use servicing plans to do the upgrade. You can still customize that by placing a well-formatted setup config file in the system. It will still honor that configuration. And in such configuration file, which is the same that we use for Intune, because we do servicing in Intune also, let's see where I have that script. Yeah, so here is a remediation script that I use for Intune that generates out this ini file. So if I go to that folder, you can see I have defined a copy logs folder here. That could technically be a service share as well, but then the computer account must have permission to write to it. It might be easy to log it locally and have something that snatches that and send it up to the server. But this one will give you an option to have all the log files being copied if a failure occurs during the upgrade. So maybe that could be a solution for the servicing plans.
All right, great tip.
Welcome. Thank you. I mean, all right. I did see another question regarding remote help. Basically, what are your thoughts on remote help for all platforms? Microsoft Remote Help even. Okay. I have only played around with it a little bit. It will be especially interesting now coming summer, where a lot of the organizations out there that previously didn't have access to it will have access to it, because it's included, I believe, all the way down to E3 now. It will be this summer. Or was the Remote Help only E5? Do you remember?
No, I don't remember. Let's see, but I do have that link handy, I think. Remote help.
Well, I might have beaten you to it.
Classic. No, it's E3 and E5.
Yeah. So, but I mean, Jürgen wrote a nice piece about it. If you're interested in some guides, so if you search this one here, remote help.
Yeah, I mean, the nice thing about it's I'm oversimplifying a little bit, but it's sort of an enterprise grade quick assist, right? So you actually have RBAC around it, and you have enterprise controls around it. So in that regard, it's nice. But I agree. Jürgen has one of the nicer write-ups on this.
There have been a few changes since this one was written, but the concept still applies.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anything else coming in there? I was trying to multitask a little bit with the Restream support to see if they knew anything regarding the YouTube chat. They don't seem to be online at the moment. I was arguing with an AI agent for a bit. I'll kindly ask it to basically sort off and give me a person to chat with. I have to do it kindly. You don't want to set up AI too much, because then
Right.
we are.
No, I'm looking at the latest tweets here, and yeah, there are a lot of people complaining about YouTube chat. So unfortunate for anybody doing a live stream right now.
Got a lot of likes in it. I showed up, so that is something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always something. Technology, right?
That's right. Yeah, that's a bummer. Poor timing for us.
A little bit, yeah. Well, I can share a mystery I was working on earlier today. I have no idea on how and why it happened, but over here in my lab, I was playing around with a PowerShell script that generates virtual directories in IIS. And for the first time, I apparently have made the code so bad so the script wouldn't properly exit. But that turned out to be a bug in the code that I fixed, and I'm like, all right, awesome, happy. But then let me just bump up the font size here a little bit. I'm curious to anyone out there have actually encouraged this, but I'm going to go to a location where I have that script, just because it's fun. So it's the set PSD web instance, and to specify a folder. I'm just going to make sure I have deleted it from here, because otherwise it's going to fail because it already exists, or rather not do it. So I'm going to specify a folder here to where I want the virtual directory created from, and I'm going to give the virtual directory a name. So I'm going to run this script. It typically runs in less than 22 seconds. I've been timing this, but it should give me a command back here shortly after the fixes that I made. We'll see if it actually does that. Otherwise, this will be a boring demo. All right, script finished up, and I can no longer type in the console. This one is active, I cannot type. I was just typing, I can no longer type. Never seen this in my life.
No.
It's so
a strange
one. Impressive scripting, I must say, but not my intention.
Yeah, we just got a question over here on Twitter. YouTube messages never arrived. Yes, that is correct. YouTube chat apparently appears to be broken for, as far as I can tell, most or many live streams.
I was chatting with their support or Restream support that says, yeah, remove and reconnect the channels. I'm like, no, we're live. I cannot really do that. That will break the stream. But A for effort.
Yeah, I just think we're at the mercy of them fixing chat in the next 27 minutes.
Yeah, it looks grim, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
But it is correct. YouTube chat is not working. I don't see it either in the platform we're using or on YouTube itself. So I cannot really yell at the platform too much, because if YouTube doesn't show it and we are on YouTube, then, well, it's kind of the source.
Yeah. All right. Then I do see this comment or question. Is there a way to find out why an Intune Entra-only device with a feature, I think it cut off then? Let's see if that...
The only thing I could think of, it could be that it is a feature policy or feature update policy. And for those to arrive happily on devices and actually function, it needs to be enrolled in the deployment service feature. And that script we have showed many times from Brian Dam, where you can ask a device whether it's enrolled in that service or not. If it's that, I can show it. Let's see if I power on one of my devices again. This one here. I believe I had it on that one. Might have it on number 1 also. Let's see here. See if that device is coming up. Yeah, it looks like it have a screen now, so I'll take that as a good sign. So this is obviously a Windows 10 device. Let's see if I have that script on that. I don't think I do. Let's go with this device over here.
There was just a follow-up. You were correct about feature policy. It says feature policy is deployed, but the client stays in status offer ready.
Let's see if this is the right script. I believe this might be it. Let's give it a go. So the script is prompting for a computer. I punch in the name of that device, and it will try to look it up through a graph. So it will check if the tenant is properly enrolled, and will check if the device is properly enrolled. Because this you cannot easily see in Intune tenant itself. You can see it through Graph Explorer, obviously, but here you can see that the tenant is indeed properly enrolled, and the device is also properly enrolled. And you can also see not only what the regular update policies are, or update rings as they call it in the script, but whatever feature update policy that are applied to it. So I would start there to see if the device looks okay in the backend. Otherwise, the usual, upgrade experience indicators can be something to look at as well. So if you go to, let's see, software, Microsoft, Windows NT, current version, app compat flags, these ones. And you pick the version of Windows that you are interested in. If you have a gated block ID, meaning a safeguard hold, that could also be a reason why updates are not being offered to that device. Now, this device doesn't have any, but your device may. So maybe check that. That's the only thing I can think of at the moment.
Yeah, great tips. Alexei just had a comment here. Reporting on updates is really bad in Intune.
Opportunity for growth.
Opportunity for growth. It has gotten better. I will say that it has gotten better over the last year or so, 2 years maybe. So we've had a lot of good stuff show up there for sure. And then he did mention in Graph the device showed the policy, so did look there.
Yeah, that's the only thing that comes to mind in addition to the regular Windows Update log, or that you can retrieve with PowerShell also, or get Windows Update log.
Mm-hmm. Zach just sent me a question as well. I'm working on building a Windows 365 provisioning profile that uses a device preparation profile to install 3 apps: the company portal, 2 Win32 apps, which are the ConfigMgr client and Cisco Secure client. And I keep getting detection method failures on the Win32 apps, but as soon as I sign in, the apps are installed. I think maybe the detection method is running too soon during the prep. Do you have any tips for me to try to get the device prep to go through successfully?
For that one, no. I have not seen detection method like coming in too late.
Mhm.
They are typically part of the policy coming down. No, nothing that I can think of. Sorry,
Well,
Zach.
Also wondering, when you sign in, Zach, and you say the apps are installed, do they start installing then, or you sign in and they're there already, as if they did install and it was just the detection method that didn't work correctly? That I'd be curious about.
We got a related question coming in from Richard here. They're moving their app deployments over to Intune, I'm assuming from ConfigMgr, and they're seeing application fail after 3 to 5 minutes. I've definitely seen it fail when the libre optimization is throttled too much in the environment. But that should show up in the workload log for the applications. So on any given Windows device managed by Intune, where you install Win32 apps, if you have over to program data here and go to logs, this is where you have the relatively new app workload log that was added in like a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years. And you also have the management extension log. So review those. Would be a good start. See if something pops up. I'm not sure we mentioned this last time or not, but these log files are in general not too fun to read. There's a lot of information in them, but there is a parser script from Petri, the Finnish MVP. Parser, something like that. Paula, so close. But this PowerShell script, which has been updated to support the new workload log file, does give you a very nice output. That didn't work as well as I thought it would be. I was hoping to be able to open that in something a bit more less blurry. Not sure if that helps. It didn't help much, but it does parse the log file quite nicely to give some better output. So that can also be helpful.
All right. And Zach said thank you. He's going to check those out and report back.
Just looking through some of the older screenshots here, but no.
Actually, if you go back, is it the second JPEG from the bottom? Right there. That one on the front page is just the same
Hey,
thumbnail.
you smart.
Every once in a while.
Okay, that was, however, not smart. There we go. Hey, now we can see it.
Nice.
So, anywho, good script.
Speaking of, I did run that Intune remediation for secure boot locally on 2 devices, one that was showing not up to date and one that was showing up to date in the report. The remediation script is correlating with the report's showing, so I think that's a good sign.
All right.
Actually, if you want to swap over to my screen for a moment, I have the output showing.
I can do that.
So you can actually see what it looks like. Host name, bunch of information, secure boots enabled.
Zoom in just a little bit.
Yeah, let me see here. Here we go.
Nice.
But this is what I was looking for.
All right.
And on one that is not up to date, we see that. So promising so far. Again, this is just the script that Microsoft released. I just pasted it in here onto a VM that said it was up to date, and I did review every line of code before I did that.
No, you didn't?
All 750, 770 lines.
Mm-hmm. Sure you did.
This is why we have a lab. So promising. It's promising. I'm happy to see that.
Yeah, improvements we like.
And actually get I like the nice green. The update's been completed. We see event 1808. Not going to look into any errors here. And down here, you can see when it's not completed, we get orange.
All right, something to play around with in the next couple of days then.
Indeed. I guess that means secure boot will be a topic of conversation next week's office hours. Who'd have thought?
Well, we have an upcoming mini course on the topic coming up April 2nd, so a little bit far away, but summarize our findings so far. It'll be good. Don't think it's live on the site yet. I just sent over the agenda to Lindsay, our trustworthy administrator of the site. No, nothing yet.
Okay.
All right, I do not see any more questions or comments coming in the channels that the chat is actually working on. But with hope for better YouTube integration next week. This is, I think, the first time chat is failing on YouTube for us.
Yeah, usually it's on the streaming side, but
interesting.
Well, hopefully it continues to be a rarity.
Yes. All right. Everyone, thank you so much for joining. Thank you for the questions that did come in. We hopefully could answer a little bit and give you some ideas too. But we certainly hope to see you back here next Wednesday, 4:30. And until then, have a fantastic week. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Johan. Thanks, everybody.